Hi there, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So you might get a little bit of flickering because as I speak or make some sound, the light, the studio light is kind of flickery. But I digress from that. All right, so let's get to it. Today I'm going to talk about how thought is inevitable, okay? Thought is unstoppable. If you can use your imagination, you could have anything you want. All right. Yeah, but you have to use your imagination. Not sure why it's doing that. Why are you doing that? Oh, now it turned off? Bruh. Get with the program. Let's go. How do I feel when all the lights is on now? It stays on. All right. Hang on, let me try and fix it. So, I should be good now. All right. And then I'm going to add a few more topics such as self-validation. Okay. Add vision boards. All right, so make sure you're ready to learn and apply. And Happy New Year. I'm sure you're watching this in the year 2026 or onward. Okay. It is New Year's Eve right now. Just got back from my family's apartment, my mom and dad's apartment. And we spoke about vision boards, you know? So we're going to talk about that at the end. But first, let's talk about the process. All right. If you're not ready to learn, don't watch this. Don't waste your time. But if you are ready to learn and apply, keep on watching. Okay. This morning, I saw a YouTube short with Rhonda Byrne, the author of The Secret. Check out The Secret. It's a good movie. It talks about this, about using your imagination. They talk about it as calling it The Secret. It's not really a secret. It's just there when you're ready for it, if you're looking for it. It's like when you want a certain car, you see that car everywhere. Same concept. I was ready to have everything I desired. What the hell is this? There's something in there. Oh, was it like a crack? Or alright, whatever. And she said, you could be in a room where it's locked and you can imagine yourself with something and believe that you have it, and then you'll get it. Some way, somehow, you'll get it. I just put flea medicine on him a couple of days ago because I had caught a flea on him. See, he scratched himself a lot because those fleas bit him. I think he's just healing from it. I think he's healing from the bites that he got. Gee, what happened? This is part of the process, Machi. What happens when we go out? When we go out and walk? But I'll put medicine on you, okay? All right, there you go. Just get up. And she's right. Nothing can stop a thought. Nothing. Because a thought is not physical. Now, Neville Goddard said, an assumption, and I'm quoting him, an assumption, though false to the evidence of the senses, if persisted in, will harden into fact. In other words, nothing can stop the human imagination. Nothing. Now, here's the secret to getting everything you want, or whatever it is you really want. Commit to it. When I was incarcerated, I committed to going to college. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I had zero money. But I knew I was gonna do it. I was gonna do whatever it took. Okay. I wasn't born in the U.S., so I said if I'm going back to Mexico, I'm gonna go to college in Mexico. But if I stay in the U.S., I'm going to college in the U.S. Even if it takes 10 years, it didn't take 10 years. It only took 2 years. But I was fully committed. And the moment I fully committed, and the moment I fully commit to anything I truly want, I start having the visions. I start imagining myself with the possession. It like happens automatically. And my self-talk is indomitable. Indomitable. I don't know if it's indomitable or indomitable, but it's indomitable. Meaning, I can't be stopped. I'm invincible in my self-talk. And yeah, it was always like that. I will get this done. I will get done no matter what. When I spoke to people about it and they gave me some like negative feedback, just their limiting feedback, such as, you're not gonna go. You'll be back here, right, in the pinta in the prison. Everybody comes back. Different people will say that, and I was like, no, hell no, hell no. And so, long story short, I got a AA degree from Mount SAC here in Walnut, California, and I got 2 degrees from UCLA. Okay, I prospered, but I had committed and had seen the visions. When I say the visions, it's about experiencing it in imagination. Okay, I experienced it. As I was going to sleep before a bed, I would see myself walking on a campus. I would see myself in a classroom. Like literally feel myself walking, feeling the floor, feeling the dirt, or in the classroom, feeling the seat, feeling my feet on the ground, seeing the professor, and feeling in my heart that I was successful. Okay? Nothing can stop you. So that's a little secret right there, just being committed. Okay? Now, let's go on to self-validation. Self-validation. Are you happy? Are you happy? Everybody's talking about on social media, on Instagram, YouTube, they're saying, get better at sales. They're saying, learn how to get this girl. They're saying, manifest. Use the law of assumption. I'm talking about using the law of assumption here in this channel too, which is imagination. You must assume that you already have it, either in your self-talk or in your interaction, right? Like when I saw myself being in college in my imagination, that's interaction, and I ended up doing that. Back then I called it deja vu, but it wasn't. It was just me pushed out. My imagination pushed out. Everything is your imagination pushed out. Everything. Everything's happening for you, and everything is there for you. Okay. Just transmute it into something positive. Interpret it something positive. These self-validation practices that I'm going to go on to now that I asked you if you're happy, are going to get you happy. They produce happiness or a positive internal state, whatever you want to call it. It's just a positive feeling, positive internal state. Not really a mindset, because we're talking about mindset, we're talking about things we're saying. Okay, things we're saying, things we're thinking. It's not about thinking, it's about being. Being in a positive internal state. You're in awareness, you're present, and you're in a positive fucking state. Okay? So one is transmuting an event that you don't really prefer. You say, this is happening for me. This is happening for me. Or just say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for this thing that just got me angry. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then you add, it's happening for me. And you will transmute it into something positive. Because of your positive self-talk gives you a positive internal state. So you're seeing the external circumstance as a positive thing. You're interpreting it as a positive thing. I'm going to give you 2 examples. Because I haven't got triggered in a minute. One was my coach got mad at me, got angry, right? And I stayed grounded. I kind of let it go. I was like, all right, this guy's angry. I'm just going to get what I wanted, which was an answer to a question that I asked. and he just snapped. But it wasn't due to the question. It was due to a lot of things that just added up, and I wasn't paying attention. So it's another positive thing that I realized. Because I'm around women a lot. I don't really like spend time with men, and if I do, they're usually like my friends who I can roast. But this is my coach, so we were just going back at it, back and forth, and so I think he didn't like that. Um, he likes to be the authority figure, and then when you go up to here, it could be, I'm just theorizing, it could be that like he didn't like it, and so I asked him a question like, hey, how many reps are we doing? And he just blew up like rah 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 rah. I was all like, good thing I'm calm, very calm. I learned that through my dating coach, which is he's a more cold approach guy. And in cold approach, for you to be successful, you need to be calm and grounded. Okay, you don't even have to talk. You just go up to a woman, calm and grounded, with your energy. Say, hey, just show your phone and be like, or go on Instagram. Go on Instagram on your phone and be like, she'll be like, yeah, energy. It's all energy. But if you go up with all nervous, she's gonna run away. Okay, so, or just might be like, nah, I'm not gonna give you my number. I know what you want. You're showing me the number or the Instagram. I know what you want. So I stayed grounded, and then after I was like, man, that wasn't cool. And I was like, kind of thinking about it. See, this is how we think about the past things that happen and like get nervous or get angry, depressed. And so I got triggered. Beep. I triggered myself. Beep. And then I was like, okay. I was going through the emotions. Like I was asking myself, okay, I'm angry. What do I need to believe in order to have this experience? And like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna be like, okay, I don't care if he likes me, whatever. But it was still coming up. And then I ran into, but I'm like, this is happening for me. Life is happening for me. Just staying in a positive frequency. And then I think that day or maybe the next day, I saw a post on Instagram, and a girl was all like, be delusionally grateful for the things that you want, and you'll manifest, right? She's like, I think that this woman had talked about her leg being broken, and she was on her bed. She's like, yes, I broke my leg. Hell yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to party here laying on this bed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then you're no longer depressed and like talking shit. When you're in gratitude, when you hit that gratitude state, you're in a positive state. It's a positive internal state. And who did it? Yourself. Just through your self-talk. Okay. That's a self-validation practice that you can do. I highly recommend it. Another one is getting in flow. Work on a project. Exercise. These are small wins that you can do. Working on a passion project. Working out. Just doing your work. If you have a job or you have a business, just run it. Fucking run it. You're living life. Enjoy it. Be grateful that you can do it. And if it's too easy, try and make it challenging. Try to be, all right, I have 1 hour. If you could do one call in 1 hour, all right, let's do two. Let's do 2 sales, right? Or 2 projects, or 2 cakes, or whatever you do. Or let's wash 2 cars, or let's clean up 2 horses if you're cleaning horses in your, or let's cut 2 people's hair if you could do one in an hour and you could do it. It's just kind of like a little bit of a challenge, but don't mess up the work. Challenge yourself, get in that flow state. In that flow state, just like an exercise, when you're challenged, you're not thinking about life. You're not thinking about other stuff. You're in the moment. Let's lift this weight, or let's help this person fill out this whatever, this application. When I was at UCLA, is what I want to talk about too. At UCLA and in college in general, I was always in groups. I was always helping other people because these groups were about helping people, helping the student or helping people. So when you're helping people, helping other students, somebody outside of you, you get in flow state, and it's a positive thing. Even though you may have work, homework, a bunch of stuff going on, that is where peace is found. Because you're in flow. You're in the journey. A successful journey is the destination. Because that's where peace is found. You don't get satisfaction. You don't get self-worth after the result. After the result, you're done. That's it. It's like a death. Every time I graduated and I didn't have something followed up, I felt like shit. When I graduated from Mount Sac, a community college, I had UCLA lined up. I'm like, yes. All right, now go to UCLA. I'm living in the dorms now. When I graduated my BA at UCLA, I was like, fuck. I wasn't in my master's program yet. I had to apply again because I got denied. I did PhD programs and I got denied. So okay, let's do some master's programs. And I got into a few, but I got into UCLA again. I chose UCLA again. And my nose is stuffy because I put on a fucking incense because it is smelling kind of bad in here. You know. To be honest, I blew up the restroom. That's why. So I put on that incense. Now I can't even breathe. I'm like allergic to the incense. Note to self: don't do that no more. All right. And I'm drinking a little bit of wine, Merlot, cheap wine, Merlot, Yellowtail. Yeah, let's run it. Here's the thing about alcohol. Okay, this is wine. It could be beer. It could be a mixed drink. The thing with people who have addictions is that they get happiness from this. They get happiness from outside. Again, self-worth, self-validation comes from within. You give it to yourself through your self-talk, through a process, through doing challenging work like exercise or work in general. And that's living a happy, positive life. Now, line up positive days, happy days. Line them up, they become weeks. Line them up, they become months. They become years. They become a life, a happy, positive life. All through self-validation. Not external validation. Okay, because when you seek external validation, you're a slave to circumstance. And when you get affected by circumstance and external situations, same thing. You're a slave to it. You have no self-control. But when you're happy, you don't need anything. All you need is water, food, a place to sleep, and you're a positive internal state. Because the positive internal state is everything. Going back to the triggers and how I use gratitude, the delusional gratitude. Did I need anything to make me happy after I got angry? No. Oh yeah, and I was gonna explain another one. Okay, before we continue, the other trigger was my dad. Wine. We had opened a wine bottle, I think for Thanksgiving. I'm not sure, or the day before, or the weekend. And that day was Christmas. So I came home. I gave everybody their presents, and we were eating. And I said, "Dang, I should have. If I didn't drive here, I would drink a glass of wine." And this fool just snapped. He's like, "You're a sinner. Every time you think about wine, you're sinning. You're a sinner." And I was like, I just got up and I said, "Hey, you know what? I'm out. Peace." And I realized after like the day or two, I realized that I kept on thinking about it. I'm like, hey, I got triggered. It wasn't like a big trigger, like the previous one with the personal trainer. But yeah, it triggered me. So I said thank you for it. Thank you. Because I didn't want to see my dad no more. I'm like, man, I don't want to see this fool. This was weird. You know, like the fuck. I'm drinking a glass of wine. Now I'm a sinner. I wasn't even drinking it. I just thought about it. Now I'm sinning. Now Neville Goddard says a sin is missing the mark. If you look at the root word, it means missing the mark. And so when you desire something and you have not manifested it yet, you're sinning. Okay. But if you're in the process, you're feeling the wish fulfilled, and you feel like you have it, then you're that person, because you're not lacking it. And consciousness, imagination, thought, these are all synonyms. Consciousness, imagination, thought create physical reality. Hold that thought long enough, it solidifies itself. Thomas Shore talks about this, how thought, intelligence solidifies itself physically. Everything has a spiritual prototype. Because everything's intelligent. Everything goes back. Life is intelligent. A little quick example. Bacteria, fish, cats, dogs, monkeys, humans, all have a different level of intelligence. Starting from the beginning, like I said, germs have a certain level. Single-celled organisms. Fish, cats, dogs, the intelligence starts going up. Monkeys, humans, intelligence. Could we measure this intelligence? Could we grab it, contain it? No, we cannot. So every living thing has a level of intelligence. Our level of intelligence allows us to have self-awareness and use an imagination. Through this imagination, we've been able to create things that without the imagination and thought would have never come up. Like this phone, like these studio lights. You guys saw me manifest in real fucking time. I said, how do I feel now that my light is working correctly? Something to that. The light has not flickered since then. I had the hunch to get up, move it a little bit, and turn it off and bring it and turn it back on. It was a hunch. I did it, and now it's there. You guys saw it physically, like in real time, from my self-talk, my inner talking. I assumed it to be true. How do I feel now that my studio light is working fine? And then I just didn't feel anything. Just like regular, just felt regular. I told myself in my mind, nothing, regular. But then I had the hunch to move the light and turn it off and on. But when you do this over and over and over again, repetition, 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 the reason being is because we don't believe what we see. We see what we believe. Okay. All right, let's get on to the next thing, because I got to blow my nose pretty soon. Dang, I should have not put on that incense for sure. Vision boards. Now that we're going on to the new year, a vision board can help you with manifesting because it reminds you of what you need to imagine. You see the thing that you want, and oh yeah, let me imagine that. Let me visualize that myself with that. They're just reminders to use your imagination. Hang tight for one moment. I'm gonna get like a tissue paper to blow my nose real quick, and then we're gonna go into how to use the imagination. Okay, so think about the vision board, the way you want to put on your vision board. If you have one, add more. Add more on the vision board. I added one thing. I pretty much have like everything that I wanted at my mom's house, my dad's house. I took out like I have a 10-year plan, and I've manifested almost everything on that 10-year plan. Because I looked at my affirmations. I have a list of affirmations. Because I look at my notes and they're like at the top. My goals, which are my desires, they're at the top. And affirmations work well too for manifesting. How do I feel now that, and answer what you desire. And I saw all the lists. I'm like, yeah, that's the same list that I have on my Excel sheet. So before I start my work, like creating a YouTube video or getting on a sales call, I read those affirmations and those statements and imagine. And I realized that everything's been manifesting. I should add more stuff. All that shit is happening. And on my vision board, a few things that I really recently manifested are my neck tattoos and my Challenger. I have a Hellcat, a black Hellcat, and I had put it up there, and I put my tats on there. It's amazing how everything's already here. Okay, so let's go over the tattoos. I had put a picture of me with my neck tattoos. Then I would also see myself in my imagination looking at myself with tattoos. I also had an app on Instagram where I had tattoos all over, and I saw the neck tattoos and the arm tattoos. I'm like, ooh, I look good. I like that. I'm gonna get that. And then I did an affirmation, and then I actually had fear. Okay. And during that time, I had to go through that fear by again asking myself, what do I need to believe in order to have this experience? And I figured out that I had a little bit of fear about getting tattoos, and then I changed the belief. The fear was that I wouldn't be loved by my parents. I'm like, oh, I don't care. Again, it's about external validation. We've been taught to seek external validation. Oh, you're cool if you get in this gang. That was me back then. Oh, you're cool if you have good grades. Or you're cool if you go to college. Or you're cool. If you want that stuff, good. But it shouldn't give you validation. Validation should always be from within. Because again, if you get validation from outside, or if you get triggered by things outside, you're a slave to circumstance. And it doesn't work that way. We create circumstance, not it creates us. Intelligence is not tangible. Life is not tangible. Awareness and existence, being able to exist, is not tangible. This may be a hard concept to understand, but in time you'll get it. And the more you watch my videos, the more you watch other videos about consciousness and about thought and manifestation, the law of assumption, you'll see how this works. And I kind of lost my train of thought. So vision boards, yeah, and so I went through that. So I had to go through all that process to finally get it, to have the money. I was just fearful about it. If you see barriers, even not physical ones, these are emotional ones, emotional barriers, maybe you don't feel worthy, ask yourself that question. This is a self-validation question. What do I need to believe in order to have this experience? Or what do I need to believe in order to feel this? And then you'll summon the belief, the negative belief that you have, the limiting belief. Because you feel bad because it's a limitation. You're like, it could be for money. Oh, I want to earn X amount of money a month. And you're like, but then you feel bad. Like, what the hell? What the hell was that? Oh, I want to be with this girl, but I feel this feeling. What the hell was that? Go through it and then allow it to pop. This is called the Sedona method. Where you feel into the feeling. The same when you ask yourself, what do I need to believe in order to have this feeling? You're magnifying the feeling. You're identifying it, isolating it, getting into it. Okay? Because what do you need in order to have this feeling? And what's the feeling? Anger, for example. Anger. Okay. I feel angry. What do I need to believe in order to have this experience? Oh, maybe the la 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 la, blah blah blah, whoopty woo. Man, fuck that. Change the belief. Right? Now, like alcohol. I used to be fearful of alcohol. Why? Because I had a DUI. I got a DUI. I'm like, oh, I'm scared. Never touching that again. And then my dating coach, at this time I had a dating coach, and he's dating taught me a lot. He's like, fear is a negative state. Why would you want to live in fear? And he was talking about alcohol. He was talking about dating women. But it's all about life. Life is about emotions and your internal state. And keeping it at a high internal state more often than not. And if you do that, if you're in a high positive internal state more often than not, you're gonna have a good life. It's just logic connected with your emotional well-being and conscience. It's all lined up. It's all lined up. That's alignment. That's living in a positive internal state, not a negative internal state such as fear. All right. So that's how I got my tattoos. My Challenger. I had it on my vision board, and I would do an affirmation. When I did the affirmation, how do I feel now that I have a Dodge Challenger? I felt like it really got me into the state of having it already. That it happened almost a couple weeks after. Like, I really wanted the Challenger, and knowing how to use a manifestation through the law of assumption, which is just using your imagination and assuming that you have it in imagination, then I got it. I was asking myself, how do I feel now that I have a black Dodge Challenger? And I would feel it. How do I feel now that I own a beautiful black wide-body Dodge Challenger and is parked behind these cars right here? And I'm awake. I'm not closing my eyes. I'm awake. And I'm present in the physical reality. And I'm like, how do I feel now that it's over there, parked behind those cars? Those ugly-ass cars. And now I feel the feeling. I feel cool. And I don't walk like I have it. Yeah, I got it. I'm walking like it. How do I walk now that I have it? Just like this. Okay, cool. A lot of times when I've done that, it's manifested. Like, I've done that with sex. I would see myself talking to a guy and saying, yeah, man, I got with her. We hooked up, bruh. Like, we hooked up. You know, like, I did this with a girl. Let's call her Kiko. Kiko. You know, nobody's named fucking Kiko. That's not even a name, probably. But let's call her Kiko. And I was telling a paisa guy, the security / gate guy, he opens the gates because nobody can enter our building unless they open the gate. And I was like, hey man, yeah, man, I smashed, bro. Yeah, I smashed all weekend. And he's like, yeah, bro, that's cool, bro. And then I just let it go. And then guess what happened? I smashed all weekend. I smashed Kiko all weekend. And yeah, so I didn't even imagine being with her. It was an event after the fact. I was telling somebody that I already did it. So seeing it done is going to help you manifest it. Seeing it done is going to help you manifest it. Let's change that too. Imagine it being done and it will help you manifest it. Imagine it being done and it will help you manifest it. Imagine it being done and it will help you manifest it. Because the thing is just an internal state, a state of knowing. That's why the affirmation works. How do I feel now that I have it and it's parked over there? How do I feel now that I have my black wide body Dodge Challenger and it's parked over there behind these ugly ass cars? Okay, it's a contrast. These fucking cars are ugly as fuck. A beautiful wide body, all black Dodge Challenger is right behind it. You're like, shit, it's a fucking big ass contrast. And then I feel the feeling that I summoned. And then I'll feel it and I'll walk with it. I'll walk with the feeling. I already have it. That's all you need. The universe doesn't speak. It doesn't speak Chinese, Spanish, English. It knows vibration. It speaks in vibe. Because when you imagine, you're not speaking, you're just imagining. Let's say you want to manifest a car ride. So you're in a car, you're sitting on the car seat. You hear the car, you hear the car engine, windows down, the wind is hitting your face. You're not saying anything. Did you tell the universe, hey universe, I am so happy and grateful that I am getting a car ride, or I am getting a car ride? No, it's a feeling. You're experiencing it, that you are it, that you already have it. Has nothing to do with visualization, has nothing to do with an affirmation. It is a state of being. It's an internal state of knowing it's already done. And that vibe, that internal state, is what the universe responds to. Imagination, affirmation is just a tool to get you into that state. Okay. Here's a top secret way that I manifest. I say, and I've never heard nobody talk about this. I say, it would be nice. Oh, that would be nice. It would be nice. And then I close my eyes and see myself with what I want. Because, for example, I had certain lights in my apartment not working no more. And I didn't want to waste my time going to the management, buying the bulbs, bringing them back, opening up these things, what are they called? These light bulb cases, bringing it down, getting all this stuff. I'm like, man, I don't want to do all that. So they slowly all just started going out. And then I said, it would be nice if these were all back on. It would be nice. And I would just like imagine, like, I don't think I really imagined it. I just felt it that they were there. It would be nice that all the lights were back on. It would be nice. And then like the following day or two, my mom, who's my cleaning lady, I pay her, put new light bulbs on. It's not a coincidence. Not a coincidence at all. Okay. So that's how you use your imagination. Okay. You experience it in imagination, or you use an affirmation, but the key is to feel like you already have it. Okay. So when I said it would be nice to have these light bulbs, it would get me into the feeling of already having it. I didn't have to imagine. I didn't have to say, how do I feel? I just said, it would be nice. It would be nice. And then kind of like, I felt it within me that the lights were already there, and I felt the feeling of them already being there. It would be nice, you know? It would be nice. Another way I've done this is through my couches. This couch, literally, I said the same thing. I would get home. I don't think I had anything here in this apartment. I think I just had chairs. And I said it would be nice to have like a couch like this and one of those lazy boy chairs, or those rocking chairs that have a lever and you can pull it out to lay down, sit down type of thing. And I said it would be nice if I had those too. And they were like white tannish. Not completely white. I don't want it white because, you know, they get dirty pretty easy. So I just want like tan. Something like tan. The apartment as well manifested it. I manifested everything in my life now. You're looking at God. Literally, you're looking at God, because God and I are one. For you, one of the things in life we're here to find out is that we are God. Okay. We are one with God. And you're going to do that by manifesting things with your thought. So I was living with my uncle when I first moved back to Roland Heights, because I wanted to be here. I love Roland Heights. And I was living with my uncle on his couch. He was so awesome. Let me live with him. And I was like, okay, I need my own apartment. So I'm like, okay, I know how to use imagination. Let me close my eyes before I go to sleep. And in my imagination, I was washing dishes. And I fell asleep washing dishes. So my imagination, I covered my ears. I put on some music because my family sometimes will come in and out. So I put on earphones. In my imagination, I would be, you know, have the water on, have soap, have a little scrub, a little sponge, those green or yellow sponges, and I'm washing my dishes. Just washing dishes. It's an event following the accomplishment of my desire. If you want to get married, see yourself with the ring, and see yourself at a family dinner, and somebody telling you, oh, yeah, you know, when's the anniversary or something like that, right? Because you guys are already married. It's an event following the accomplishment. Want a certain amount of money, what would you buy? If you're making that certain amount of money, what would you buy? See yourself in possession of that thing that you would buy, because it implies that you got that money already. You want to travel to Paris or some shit like that? See yourself waking up in a hotel in Paris. Make it up. You know, you wake up in a hotel, you look out the window, you see the Eiffel Tower. And if you persist, it'll happen. It will happen. You have to persist until it manifests. There's a story that Neville Goddard talks about where a woman manifests, and this is the last story I'm going to share. She manifests a specific person. And you can have any person you want. There are infinite states. Thought is infinite. Thought is infinite. There's no limits. There's infinite states. Nobody in your reality has free will. You can change the thing that's happening in your reality because no one has free will. It is your reality. Now, yes, they're living their own lives. They have their own lives. You can look and talk to them about their life and see their history and everything they've done, positive, negative. Okay? They have their own lives. But at the same time, you have full authority. You are the operative power of your life. And because there's infinite states, and all those infinite states, because there's infinite thought, no limits, that person lives in that existence and that type of identity that you've given that person. So let's say in a certain reality, you don't know this information. There's this girl you like, or guy. She's with somebody, but you don't know how to use imagination, the law of assumption. And so you don't say, I'm with this person, or do an affirmation and say, how do I feel now that I'm with this person? Or see yourself in imagination in a scene where it implies that you're already with this person. Because you don't know that in your reality, because you don't know how to use imagination, you don't know that you're one with God and that you're literally God. This person stays with that person. But now let's change this different identity of yourself. Now, you know the law of assumption. You met me, you watched my videos. You're like, hey, Miguel said that I can have anybody. So I'm just going to assume in my imagination that I'm with this person. I'm going to ask myself, in my awareness, how do I feel now that I'm with this person? Or what have you. And then, or imagine yourself with this person. Maybe you just want sex with this person. So you create a scene following the accomplishment of that. And you do it until it manifests. And so, through the bridge of events, you just let it go, right? Because you must let it go. And then become. If there's something happens that impels you to do something, like talk to this person, DM this person, then do it. But if not, do nothing. Just go on about your day. And she ends up breaking up. He ends up breaking up with her. You see each other. You're like, hey, let's hang out. Blah, blah, blah. You guys make out. Do the thing. And you get it done. You are the operative power of your reality. When you start manifesting things, you start realizing how powerful you are. I'm at the state where I've manifested everything. Everything in my life, my body, my physique, the money, women, my cars, everything. And as you evolve and start getting everything, you start realizing what's most important is the self-validation. All you need is food, water, place to sleep comfortably, and a positive internal state. That's it. That's all you need. But we have desires. We're living this human experience. You have desires. And so this is what Wes Watson says, acquire what you admire. Acquire what you desire. Whatever your heart desires, listen to your heart. Go after it. And when you go after it, you're going to start learning all these things I'm telling you about. You have to experience it for yourself. The imagination process, the manifestation process, the self-validation process, and then live life. Live your life, which is live your purpose. Everybody has a different purpose. And mine's just helping you manifest your dreams. That's what I feel. That's what I hear. So I hope you like this one. If you want more info, check out my books. I write on fitness, self-validation, self-love, manifestation, and more. Click the author's link below if you want to read my Medium articles. I write almost daily. Check that below in the description. And yeah, until next time, make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you like the video. Don't forget to do the vision board. Peace!